Have you ever noticed that many people live as if they were sleeping with their eyes open? They keep to schedules, pay bills, complain about being tired, but they don't live. And when someone wakes up, the world calls it luck. But it's not luck. It's manifestation. It is the moment in which the human being understands that the destination, it's not something written in stone, but something shaped by your own hands. The idea that life happens on its own is the biggest lie ever told. The truth is, if you don't create your own path, you'll end up being part of someone else's. What few people understand is that change doesn't require magic. It requires movement. Change when the soul rises up and says, enough. When the self-knowledge shows you that you are the only one responsible for opening the door that you always expected someone to open. And that's where the purpose, that inner calling that won't leave you alone until you follow it. Because your inner power won't wait forever. He gets tired of being ignored. This video is an invitation, not to believe in promises, but to experience the power of action. Here, you'll understand why your life hasn't changed yet, and what you need to do to make it happen. I'll just warn you, once you learn how to manifest your destiny, there is no turning back. There are those who spend their lives trying to understand why certain things seem to happen as if pushed by something invisible. The truth is that we all carry a silent compass within us, a voice that doesn't shout but whispers the right path. This voice is ours, intuition, and ignoring it is like trying to navigate without a map. It is she who lights the first flash of light manifestation, the moment when thought begins to transform into reality. When someone learns to listen to this force, they realize that the destination, it is not something that is expected, but something that is built step by step with courage and awareness. The curious thing is that this voice is neither mystical nor unattainable. It manifests itself in the details, in that desire to move to a new city, in the impulse to start a project, in the feeling that this is the way. It's the inner power calling for movement, but most people drown out this call with noise, routine, fear, other people's opinions. A good exercise in self-knowledge is to write down for a week everything your instinct tells you, and at the end, compare it with what you actually did. The difference between the two lists is the extent of your disconnection from the purpose. When an individual decides to truly listen to this voice, something changes within them. Suddenly, they begin to realize that it's not chance that moves their life, but their own choices. They understand that manifestation is not a magic formula, but rather a constant conversation with the universe, answered through actions. With each step, guided by intuition, destination aligns more with who he really is, and less with who the world expected him to be. And that's precisely where the true process of change, taking control of your own life, is the point where the dream stops being a fantasy and starts becoming reality. It is there that manifestation becomes action, and the destination ceases to be a distant promise. Many expect life to change on its own, as if the wind were a faithful ally. But the wind only blows in favor of those who adjust the sails. It is the self-knowledge that reveals where the boat really wants to go, and that is the inner power that drives you to row even when the sea seems rough. No miracle happens as long as you insist on remaining still. Transforming yourself is an act of courage. It's not about changing your hair or address, but about breaking with old versions of yourself. The real change begins when the individual looks at themselves honestly and recognizes what needs to be left behind: habits, fears, excuses. It is at this moment that the purpose begins to take concrete form, because there's no way to manifest a new path with your feet stuck in the past. When someone decides to act, even the universe seems to move with it, opening paths where before there were only walls. And you know what's even more curious? The opportunities have always been there, but stagnation blinds us. It takes movement to see what's always been right in front of our eyes. Each step toward transformation is a reminder that life won't push you. You're the one who needs to walk. Manifestation. It doesn't happen in the realm of intentions, but in the realm of decisions. And when a person understands this, they begin to see that life is fertile ground, ready to be cultivated. But before harvesting, one must learn to plant. Living isn't just existing within a repetitive schedule. Waking up, working, eating, and sleeping are basic needs, not purposes. The true meaning of life lies in experience, in movement, in curious observation, in constantly diving into oneself. Those who seek self-knowledge understands that each day is a chance to reinvent yourself, to test a new path, to allow yourself to make mistakes and start over. Manifestation. It does not happen to those who just survive, but to those who live with awareness and courage. There is a beauty in taking risks, even small ones. It is in an unexpected yes that destination changes direction. It is with a courageous no that the purpose is reaffirmed. A change is not the enemy of stability, it is what keeps it alive. When one allows oneself to step out of autopilot, the world gains color, texture, meaning. And suddenly, that old weariness of life begins to give way to curiosity. The genuine desire to discover how far one can go. Inner power can take you. So if you truly want to manifest your destiny, stop waiting for the ideal moment and start now. Explore, experiment, observe. What the universe rewards most is movement. You don't need to know everything, just take the first step. Leave fear behind and accept the invitation to grow. Start by changing something simple today, a habit, a path, a thought. Small actions create big transformations. And if you want to learn every day how to manifest the life you were born to live, subscribe to the channel and activate notifications. Your awakening process has begun. All manifestation. It starts with a simple question. What can I do to be better than I was yesterday? The answer, while seemingly easy, requires practice. To improve, it's not just about wishing, it's about acting, falling, trying again. It's about having the courage to let go of limiting beliefs and rebuild yourself from scratch. Self-knowledge. Each person's life changes the exact moment they decide to step out of their comfort zone and allow themselves to grow, even if it hurts. And yes, sometimes it will hurt, but it's a pain that liberates, not holds back. Breaking with traditions and other people's expectations is an act of sacred rebellion. How many times have you held back from doing something for fear of judgment? Family, friends, society, they all try to shape your life, purpose, but your inner power. It wasn't made to obey external orders. It was made to create, expand, and manifest the new. This means questioning what you've been taught, challenging what limits you, and learning to listen to your own intuition. Authentic growth comes when you understand that pleasing the world will never be more important than being true to yourself. Want a practical example? Make a list of everything you do out of obligation, and another with what you would do if no one had any say. Compare. That's the line between who you are and who you're expected to be. And that's exactly where the change. If you truly want to transform your life, stop asking for permission to live. Start moving toward what makes your heart sing. And remember, the universe always rewards those who have the courage to choose. Most people fail, not for lack of talent, but for lack of courage to test their own limits. They live by copying patterns, reproducing the same old routine. Study, work, complain, sleep, believing that this is life. But manifestation of the real destination happens when the individual rebels against this autopilot. The self-knowledge. It is the portal that reveals the dormant power within each of us, and this power only awakens when we take action. Success, after all, is not a reward for those who wait, but a reflection of those who dare to act. Working harder doesn't just mean producing, it means thinking differently, feeling differently, and acting with purpose. While millions follow rigid methods, a few dare to create their own, and they are the ones who change the game. Inner power is like a muscle. It needs to be challenged to grow. When a person stops fearing mistakes and starts treating them as learning experiences, the universe responds with movement. It is at this point that work and manifestation merge, not by blind effort, but by conscious direction. So if you want to achieve true success, stop repeating and start experimenting. Forget the molds. No extraordinary destiny is born from an ordinary life. Dare to think outside the box, even if it bothers those who still live within it. Purpose. It's not revealed to those who copy, but to those who create. And the good news is that this power is already there within you, just waiting for the first command, to act. Now the next step is to understand what manifesting really means. The word manifestation carries within it a power that few understand. It's not a spell, it's not a coincidence, it's the science of the soul. It's the process of transforming the abstract into the concrete, the invisible into the tangible. It all begins within the mind, a thought, a feeling, a desire. But the true destination takes shape when these impulses become action. Because thinking changes the climate, but acting changes the world. The universe doesn't respond to intentions, it responds to vibrations, and action is the highest vibration there is. Imagine someone who dreams of making a living from their work, but never takes the first step. This person can visualize, meditate, repeat affirmations, but without action, nothing blossoms. It's like planting a seed and never watering it. Manifestation is the bridge between the spiritual plane and the physical plane, and whoever crosses this bridge discovers the true inner power. That's where self-knowledge becomes practical, and the purpose stops being philosophy and becomes a living experience. Therefore, the secret is not to ask the universe, but to act with it. Every action you take is an energetic signature saying, "I am ready." Start by transforming your thoughts into small daily gestures, a more conscious routine, a more honest conversation, a plan put into practice. And when you start taking action, you'll notice the entire universe moving to align yours destination with what your heart always knew was possible. Now that you understand what it really means, manifest your destiny, stop and look at your life honestly. How many times have you waited for a sign when in fact the sign was you? How many opportunities have passed you by because you wanted security instead of change? The world doesn't change with fear, it changes with movement. And the inner power, what you seek, is not hidden in any book. It lives inside you, waiting for your command to act. So what are you going to do with all this? Are you going to keep repeating the same days? Or are you going to finally stand up and create your own path? There's no right answer. There's courage. Courage to change, to reinvent yourself, to say, now it's my turn. Self-knowledge is the map, the purpose is destiny, and the manifestation is the road. But only those who walk get there. If this content got you thinking, then the process has already begun. Now it's time to act. Write in the comments what you'll manifest first and take the first step today. And if you want to continue learning how to turn thoughts into reality, subscribe to the channel, activate notifications, and come with me on this journey, because the universe only conspires in favor of those who move.